another YouTube video, another podcast. This is Mr. Blackhammer 2021, making a Monday Night Raw review, October 23, 2023. Gonna do Raw tonight. Monday Night Raw is like 30 minutes over. It's almost done. It's like 30 minutes left of the show. Sami Zayn is angry at the one man. Sami Zayn looked to prove himself after Cody Rhodes said something. Uh, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn were split because Cody Rhodes used his political power to bring Jey Uso to Monday Night Raw. Sami Zayn is struggling with the fact and had tried to guilt Jey Uso about it. He realized that he might have been in the wrong, but Drew McIntyre thinks otherwise. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre with tonight. Sami tried to prove himself against Drew McIntyre. Becky Lynch defended the NXT title against Eddie Hartwell. Logan Paul appeared to address the WWE Universe and is mad with Rey Mysterio at Crown Jewels. We had Damian Priest versus Jey Uso tonight. We had, for the first time ever, New Day versus the Alpha Academy. Monday Night Raw was a very good show. A lot of storylines being developed. A lot of matches that I really enjoyed. I did enjoy the segments here. It was a very good show. These are the news and rumors for Survivor Series. Randy Orton return confirmed for Survivor Series. This is major WWE free agent sign in. Wait, I think I already saw it. I didn't. Don't be fooled. WWE after wants CM Punk back. I will show this later, but not now. This is how Monday Night Raw was. Now, Crown Jewels is like 1 week from Sunday, 1 week from Saturday on November 4th. And this is Monday Night Raw. How the show started off with Damian Priest and Finn Balor. Cody Rhodes came out and confronted them. They announced Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest will be at Crown Jewels 1 week from Saturday. Because Cody Rhodes is your big star. He should be on the pay-per-view. Cody Rhodes should have a big match on your Saudi show against Damian Priest. Now, we did get a brawl between Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes. Jey Uso came involved and tried to help. Then he beat up Dynamite. He beat up Dynamite backstage. JD McDonough was on the show tonight. Him and Priest, they targeted Cody's leg with a steel chair. They set up the match for Crown Jewels. I'm looking forward. This should be a good match. It's just a filler feud for Cody Rhodes till we get to Survivor Series and find out who's going to be in the War Games. I'm kind of worried about this match though, Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. Now, Damian Priest has had the briefcase since July. He's been protected. He's been booked very strongly. He has not been pinned in a one-on-one match. He won all the singles match. And in tag team matches, he hasn't been pinned. He's been protected. Now, Damian Priest has only been pinned once, and it was back in July on the Go Home show, the SummerSlam, in a tag team match. That's the only time he was pinned. Since then, he won all his singles matches. He's been protected in other matches. He's been booked very strongly. He wasn't pinned at Fastlane. Finn Balor took the pinfall. They protected Damian Priest very strongly. So I hope he doesn't lose clean. Maybe by a screwy finish. Hopefully. Because I don't want to see him lose clean. I don't want to see him be fed to Cody Rhodes and Cody Rhodes finish the story. I don't want to see that. But I think the tension is rising with Judgment Day and the Bloodline. It could be Dan versus Cody Rhodes and a few baby faces. We'll have to wait and see until we get to Survivor Series. But yeah, that was this opening segment. I'm setting up Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. We had a great match with the New Day and the Alpha Academy. This is the first time these two teams face off tonight. They went about 10 minutes. It was very good. As you guys know, Akira Gozawa is on this team. I don't think it shows him. I think it was backstage. Oh, here it is. Akira Gozawa. It says on a hell of a match to prove. Akira Gozawa, the new junior member of the Alpha Academy. So he's now in the group. They're trying to get him over. He had a match with Bronson Reed out like 3 minutes. So I do like that. But like Akira Gozawa is on. He getting TV time. He's on TV. We also had a backstage segment with Rhea Ripley offered a deal to Seth Rollins, trying to get him a Judgment Day. Rollins said no. But clearly they're setting up something with Drew McIntyre that he could be in Judgment Day if he turns heel. Cause that's what they're setting up. That's what they teach tonight. Anyway, we have Becky Lynch versus Indy Hartwell for the NXT Women's title. A very good match. It was 10 minutes. Tomorrow night on NXT Halloween Havoc, we got Becky Lynch versus Lyra Valkyrie at NXT Halloween Havoc tomorrow night. So that's another good match. I love that Becky Lynch is defending the titles, giving opportunity to new people. So I did like that. Um, I did like that we had Gargano defeat Giovanni Vinci in a match. Ciampa made return to help. Obviously, they're setting up Imperium and DIY. There was no Gunther on the show. Gunther was not on the show tonight. He wasn't on the show. He wasn't even in a segment. And today we celebrate Gunther's 500-day reign as Intercontinental Champion. So hopefully he's on next week. I don't think he'll be on Crown Jewel because he doesn't have a match. So I don't know what he can do for Crown Jewels. But we know that Rhea Ripley is going to defend her women's championship in a fatal five-way at Crown Jewel. We had Zoe Stark, Raquel Rodriguez, Shayna Baszler, Nia Jax. They all had a brawl tonight, and Rhea was outside the ring watching it. They're setting up the fatal five-way at Crown Jewels. I can't wait for that. We also had Logan Paul on the show. He came out, addressed the universe. As y'all know, Logan Paul taking on Rey Mysterio for the US title. Dominic came out, interrupted him. Logan Paul also was talking to Samantha Irvin and telling him why, he beat Ricochet at SummerSlam. She announced him as the winner, and then Ricochet came out and saved Samantha. He came out, ambushed Logan Paul and Dominic. So maybe Ricochet could get involved in the match. I don't know. Maybe Ricochet and Dominic could feud for the North American title. We'll have to wait and see. I'm glad that Ricochet's on TV. He moved on from Nakamura. But yeah. Yeah, so as you guys know, TNA is back. Will CM Punk and Will Ospreay join? Is it possible? They could be. Also, WWE is planning to reveal new tag team championship belts. The tag team title that I want Finn Balor and Damian Priest, they may get new designs. They're planning to get new designs, hopefully. We'll have to wait and see. Now, we do got the LA Knight, how to make the most out of LA Knight and Roman Reigns. As you guys know, on AEW Dynamite, Sting announces his retirement. Randy Orton is returning soon. He might return at Survivor Series in the War Games. It does make sense if the Bloodline can be in it. And since Randy Orton was taken out by the Bloodline last year, after he lost the tag team titles, he went down with injury, and the Bloodline took him out. Reigns, the Usos, and he was out for an entire year. And the Bloodline took out Matt Riddle. Now Matt Riddle been released from the company, but Randy Orton, he coming back. He was seen at the Performance Center in Florida. So he's gonna come back. He's also a great babyface, a great top star. He definitely lead on WWE television. People will love Randy Orton. He's mega over. Wait. Oh. Never mind. This is Fight for Pro Wrestling. My bad. John and Nick will be talking. Alright. Anyway. We did get Piper Niven, Chelsea Green beat Natalia and Nikki Cross. Nikki Cross had this character or whatever, and they're trying to do something with Nikki Cross or something. She was Natalia's partner, and she abandoned her. And hence Nikki Cross abandoned Natalia, and she lost to Piper and Chelsea. Then she was backstage, and she was walking by Adam Pearce. I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but doing something with Nikki Cross. We also had some tension with Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis. They're setting up something for War Games. I can't wait to see what that's gonna be. I can't wait. Yeah. Um. Okay. Now, SmackDown this Saturday, we got the LA Knight and the Roman Reigns contract signing. Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie. Lacey King debuted. Will Jay Cardell be on NXT? We haven't seen Jay Cardell. She was on SmackDown, but she wasn't on Monday Night Raw tonight. Not even in the backstage segment. AW Dynamite, MJF versus Jude Robinson. RVD returns. This is on Collision. MJF and Kenny Omega set to appear. Are they gonna feud? That'll be a good match for MJF. He needs something since Adam Cole went down with an injury. I think I already mentioned Bronson Reed and the Kira Gonzalez had a 2-minute match. I think I already mentioned that. Um, might as well go back for a little bit. Oh, my bad. Team division. We tag versus Miriam. For the first time in over 3 years, we're back. Hey, you know what? Even though you lost, you're still a champion. What the hell? Oh, those are Cowboys. Okay, that was weird. They have a title that said that that's from the Dallas Cowboys. Your first win as the newest member of the Judgment Day. Here we go again. Make us so paranoid. See when Rhea came out there, almost cost me the match. Maybe Sammy got himself into this mess. There's no KO to back him up anymore. Beside that, Mr. Paranoid Pot told the kettle black. I saw you talking to Rhea earlier tonight, and I didn't hear you say no for a little offer. Drew, you know how I feel about the Judgment Day. I don't need them. Not now. Not ever. And I especially don't need them to beat you with crotch. I don't need them either. No Judgment Day? No Judgment Day. Make best man win. You will. I can't wait for the match at Crown Jewels. For the World Heavyweight Championship a week from Saturday at Crown Jewel. But before we get there, the final Raw before Crown Jewel, Greenville, South Carolina next week. Seth Rollins is in action. Yes, JD McDonough is on his way into the Judgment Day by turning up the heat. Is that going to be on Halloween? Seth Rollins and JD McDonough. Now, clearly Seth Rollins is going to win because he's the world champion going into a match with Drew McIntyre. So I feel bad for JD McDonough. But I'm glad that he's on TV, going to be in a big match. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm glad. Now, clearly they're setting up some tensions here. I think that we could get a screen finish in the match with Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins at Crown Jewels for Drew McIntyre's heel turn. I don't think going to join Judgment Day. He could, but it wouldn't make any sense. I think they have enough members. They have 5 people. You got Jay McDonough in Judgment Day. What do you Drew McIntyre for? Drew McIntyre is your turn heel, and that's it. Turn heel, he should be on his own. It have to be Drew McIntyre not mean to be no fancy right now. He'd be a heel on his own. But anyway, next week on Monday Night Raw we got JD and Seth Rollins. Wow, that's I'm looking for that. DIY, 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 DIY. I'm glad that they're using that name. DIY versus Imperium next week. I think we will see Gunther, hopefully, and maybe Gunther can interfere on the map. Maybe they could set up Gunther and Gargano. Well, Gunther only beat Champ a few weeks ago, so maybe Giant Gargano and Tommaso. I'm sorry, Gargano and Ciampa. Maybe they can set that match up for the Intercontinental title. Maybe they could. I don't know. I think DIY is the next babyface tag team to beat Judgment Day. Judgment Day should have the title for a while, have him for a few months, and when the time is right, build up DIY as the next babyface that can dethrone the Judgment Day, who are the heel team. Have Judgment Day beat Alpha Academy, beat New Day, and then DIY the next team to beat Judgment Day. I hope that's where they go. And that's how we get DIY over, get Gargano and Ciampa over. Next week, right? Ricochet, Dominic Mysterio, one-on-one. Dominic and Ricochet next week. I wonder if these two are going to feud for the North American Championship. They could. We'll have to wait and see. So, are those the four masses? These are the four masses. Chelsea Green and Zion. I'm sorry, Zion Lee. I'm sorry, it was Zion Lee. I'm sorry, it was Zion Lee and Kenneth White. So, these are the four masses for next week. So we got the main event match with Jey Uso and Damian Priest. Who do you think of on this match? Clearly it had to be Damian Priest. I mean, Damian Priest should not be losing. Especially when you go into a match with Cody Rhodes. And if it does lose, then you should definitely beat Cody Rhodes. I don't want to see Damian Priest. He's not been losing back-to-back matches. That will hurt Priest a lot and hurt momentum. And he had the briefcase. He had to look great with the briefcase and the tag title. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest already made official for Money in the Bank 1 week from Saturday. I'm looking forward to that match. I am looking forward to that match. I can't even see how good the match is going to be. On the West Coast, and it didn't take Priest long way to make sure that Cody Rhodes doesn't go into that match at 100%. Yeah, well, he might get hurt. His matchup. Hey, do you think Priest is warming up a little bit to JD McDonough, who continues to audition his way into the Judgment Day? The way how Damian Priest had been booked, he shouldn't be losing at all. He main evented Monday Night Raw. He tag team champion. He had the briefcase. He's been with a great fashion and Judgment Day. I think by next year we should be talking about Damian Priest catching in. I don't think it should be this year. I don't think it's gonna be at Crown Jewel or Survivor Series. I think we should give it time and wait for a while and talk about that next year. That Damian Priest could be a world champion. Might as well skip some of this so we get to the ending.
Turns Jay inside out. Coming out by Priest. Hook of the leg for the win. And a kick out now by Jay. Jay Uso completely rocked with that.
Alright, so I guess I'll just wait for a little bit. Oh wait. Alright, now let me go back to my news and rumors. Yeah, I think I was on this one. I did not do it in AEW Collision, but I did watch the show that was last week on Saturday. We had an epic dream app with Andrade LW and Brian Danielson. A very good match on Collision. Now let's talk about the news and rumors. Major updates and major rumors and updates. This is for Survivor Series War Games. Major rumors and updates.
With Survivor Series only a little bit more than a month away, everybody's speculating what the War Games match will be in Chicago. You guys watch SmackDown on Friday night. Rumors going around that it will be a Raw versus SmackDown War Games at Survivor Series. I got the latest on that rumor right here on today's OTS. Also, TNA is back. Impact Wrestling will be no more in January with the Hard to Kill pay-per-view after Bound for Glory revealed that TNA Wrestling is back and Impact Wrestling is now dead. What's my thoughts on that? All that plus so much more right here on OTS. We're going to start with the Survivor Series, which I'm very excited about, man. I can't wait for the Survivor Series. And it's crazy to think when Vince McMahon was in charge, how little they put into the Survivor Series. And now with Triple H bringing back War Games, it's one of the most must-see events of the entire year. Oh, Jake is a Triple H film, man. Good TV is good TV. Shitty TV is where I draw the line. The rumor after Friday Night SmackDown is that WWE may possibly be building towards a Raw versus SmackDown themed War Games match. Dave Meltzer says no, that is not the case. Dave Meltzer noted in the daily update on Wrestling Observer Online, he says, and I quote, on Friday, based on an angle, we talked about the possibility of a Raw versus SmackDown War Games match at Survivor Series. We are told right now that the War Games match is not planned as a Raw versus SmackDown match. End quote. Good. I don't know why anybody would assume that it would be a Raw versus SmackDown match. Triple H is in charge now. What Triple H is doing, and he knows that, we all know that Vince McMahon was in charge for most of the year. And we all know that they've constantly broken their brand split rules and made everything feels so insignificant with people jumping over from Raw to SmackDown and SmackDown to Raw, Raw to NXT, SmackDown to NXT. It's just ridiculous. None of it means anything. The brand split doesn't mean a single thing. Exactly. So why would you expect Triple H to go out there and do a Raw versus SmackDown themed War Games match when the entire concept of the match simply doesn't call for something like that to take place? What will take place is a mixture of Judgment Day, Bloodline, and all of their dealings and their little camaraderie for now. Damian Priest having the Money in the Bank briefcase, the internal turmoil with Damian Priest and Finn Balor against Cody Rhodes and his band of baby faces, which include anybody from Sami Zayn to Kevin Owens, LA Knight, John Cena. We could see any one of those names in the War Games match. Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso and their rumored match heading into WrestleMania. Survivor Series is where you typically start to see the little seeds planted for WrestleMania season. I think that's going to be tremendous. I can't wait for that match to happen. But the brand split is basically non-existent. What Triple H is trying to do is try to make it feel like an intricate part of the show. So he's not going to have people jumping ship from show to show. He set Nick Aldis as the SmackDown GM. He's set Adam Pearce as the Raw GM. There needs to be law and order on each show. Just by that decision alone, you see where his vision is. He's going to try and make it feel unique from Raw to SmackDown and SmackDown back to Raw. Now, if they want to do some brand split stuff, they really need to get the trust of the fan base back and take their own rules and make them feel legit instead of breaking them every single time. It's like WWE gets that itch, right? It's tough to not scratch it. They got to stop. If you want to make the brand split feel significant, then stop. Separate rosters, separate titles, keep everybody on their appropriate shows, and when the event calls for it, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, WrestleMania, King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, or whatever event or theme that they have during the year where it calls for both brands to be integrated together, then you make it happen. And if you want to have a Survivor Series match, one-off, once per year, where it is Raw versus SmackDown, I want to see an entire year's worth of WWE programming where not one single person from each show jumps to the other.
Yeah.
I had a lot of people ask me about the impact.
Alright, let me go back to Monday Night Raw.
Slip on the fake. Priest had the win. Got it. Uso splash. Jay puts the leg. Meanwhile, Finn Balor, the official went down with a free count because Balor came out. It distracted him. It's lucky that Damian Priest, because this match was over right there. And now Uso. Here is your winner, Senor.
Alright, Priest did win the match.
Grab the leg of Uso. Priest. Son of heaven. And Priest steals one. Here's your winner, Senor Money in the Bank, Damian. And Balor's not done yet. Finn Balor. Continues.
So Damian Priest won. Then Cody Rhodes comes out. Then they blow it at the end.
Equalizer ahead of their matchup at Crown Jewel.
So Cody Rhodes came out there barefoot. He came out there with a broken foot. He came out there barefooted, like he wasn't wearing. Cause I think his right foot. No, his left foot. He wasn't wearing a shoe. So like good that he sold the attack from Priest earlier in the show. So he came out there and tried to do the same to Priest, but that didn't work. Show ends. They still advertise Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. So Cody Rhodes and Damian Priest. And now we got
FS1, Roman Reigns, the undisputed champion, will be there live to sign the contract for his match with LA Knight. And also next week, right here on Monday Night Raw, the final Raw before Crown Jewel, the World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins in action against JD McDonough, who's trying to win an opportunity to join Judgment Day.
I wonder if Jey Uso will get involved.
Tours? Yeah, but it takes weeks for me to get more representative.
Alright.
What about a personal invite?
Well, Monday Night Raw is over.
This is the president's
We have
very
Chucky.
cute, very obsessed with his son.
Oh, come on.
He's cute. He's not as dusty. Compare.
Anyway,
Hey, what the
these
hell?
are it.
Hey, I can't even
He's
like.
2 million followers. He's got thousands of DMs a day.
Filler dolls are hard. Buck boys are easy. Dev, do a deep dive. Find out everything.
Ah, come on now, really?
Oh, shit! You see the news? Is that Chucky? And I'm late to the party, aren't I?
That the same pizza?
Oh, you are not actually thinking of going after him, are you? No. No way, it's too dangerous. I'm responsible for you.
Isn't that the pizza who got fired? Whatever. Alright. Crown Jewel's mask scrapped? What mask got scrapped? Cross is returning. You know, we haven't seen Karen Cross in a while.
My guest today is Dr. Rex Beaver.
Wait, hold on.
My guest today
Sorry, I'm
is
looking at
Dr.
something.
Rex Beaver, who's a psychologist who has experience working with the Los Angeles Police Department, evaluating people who are arrested for.
Anyway, like I was saying, we have alright, first I gotta let's go back to my news and rumors.
Down for Glory pay-per-view. No, I did not watch it, but I heard very good things about it. Typically, Impact does produce some great in-ring action. I have no problem with them in that aspect. Now, Impact, at the end of the show, they revealed a vignette or a trailer that revealed that they will be going back to TNA wrestling. Yes, tits and ass wrestling. The Vince Russo era of wrestling is back. His pride and joy, Vince Russo. He's got TNA wrestling back, or it's not really anything to do with Vince Russo, but it was a Vince Russo thing. It's synonymous with Vince Russo. But TNA wrestling is back, and that will arrive in 2024. The big name change was announced on Saturday night during a video package at the end of the Bound for Glory pay-per-view that as of January, they will to their original name. TNA, not tits and ass. It's total non-stop action wrestling. And now the name of the show will be Impact. This move was made, and there was a lot that went into this. It wasn't a move that was made overnight, and there was a lot of planning. And the announcement was tentatively slated to be made back at Slammiversary before it was pushed back to be announced at Bound for Glory on Saturday night. The final decision to flip the switch back to TNA was locked in about 2 to 3 weeks back. This is all coming from PW Insider and Mike Johnson. He's told that by Impact and TNA sources that the decision was made for several reasons. One, it would unite the fragmented history of the promotion, which at different times was known as TNA, then Global Force Wrestling, and then finally Impact Wrestling. A secondary factor in making the decision was that a number of the company's international partners preferred the TNA name and at times were still using the name internally. Mike Johnson says also he was told that the company was quietly polled on long-term fans of the promotion earlier in the year and learned that many of them slated that they preferred the TNA name. Fans who have chanted TNA since the promotion returned to the road have also been a factor in the company thinking about making the change and then finally flipping the switch back. There was a lot of TNA nostalgia several years ago when the promotion brought back the TNA title with Moose as the title holder, with the original plan for the company to revive TNA as a separate TV series and possibly promotion out of the TNA reunion pay-per-view. But the COVID-19 pandemic stole those plans before they were dropped. Instead of 2 different promotions in a TV series, instead TNA has returned as the name of the company. The plan is for Impact to close out the remainder of the year and then transition over to TNA in January, with the Hard to Kill pay-per-view in Las Vegas being the first official TNA show. The UK tour will still utilize the Impact Wrestling name. Going forward, the TV series will now be known as TNA Impact Wrestling. Mike Johnson is under the impression that they will return to using the old logos and old title belts. or not old title belts, but new title belts with TNA branding on it as of January. Speaking of the title belts, they will be rolled out with the current title holders using those belts instead. The new belt. Whoever worked in the six-sided ring found the traditional four-sided ring to be easier on their bodies, says Mike Johnson. Mike Johnson also says that the company intends to move forward with current storylines, talent, and style, but utilize the TNA name going forward when they hit 2024. The plan is to take all of the moves Anthem has made to improve the company since taking it over from Dixie Carter several.
Yeah, so that's it.
A paper towel, a sponge, what have you. And
Alright. My vote is ended. Might be too long.
tonight, right after Monday Night Raw with the Monday Night Raw post show, as we are.
Alright. I will go to the other podcasters. I don't want to wait. I don't think I did this Survivor Series. Wait, did I? I think I did. I might have. I don't know. I don't think I did the Randy Orton one. If I did, I might look at my other one.
WWE is already teasing 4 major matches for WrestleMania 40 next year in Philadelphia. I'm going to go a step further, and I'm going to give you most of the card right here on OTS. Also, Randy Orton's return is confirmed. WWE's planning Randy Orton for the Survivor Series. Matt Riddle, he's looking at joining a new promotion as several different promotions are showing interest in the former WWE superstar. And Roman Reigns, how is the creative process now that Roman Reigns is back in the fold on the way to WrestleMania 40? All this and so much more right here on Off the Script. It is Saturday, October 20th, 2023, and we are going to start with Matt Riddle. Obviously, as you guys know, Matt Riddle was released from the WWE. He was a part of the latest round of budget cuts. Matt Riddle had an incident at the JFK airport where he claimed sexual harassment, and that did him no favors with the WWE, where he accused the Port Authority police officers of sexual assault. Footage of it was released that shows an apparent Riddle drunk at the airport while waiting on his next flight. And now, in the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer has some news on Matt Riddle and report December when his non-compete ends. And yes, his non-compete does extend to the MMA.
All right.
Miracle. I don't know where he's going to end up.
Yeah.
Culture with CM Punk situation. Don't know if you want to welcome. I really do. I really wish him nothing but the best. Oh, WWE is looking at the near future with Crown Jewel and Survivor Series in November. The company is also looking towards WrestleMania 40. It's already near sold out. It's the first WrestleMania under the Endeavor umbrella, and they want it to be the biggest event of all time. Plans for the regular top stars have already been in motion. They have been in motion for a little bit now. In the latest edition of the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Dave Meltzer reported that 4 matches are in the works for WrestleMania 40. The biggest match is the undisputed WWE Universal Heavyweight Championship. Roman Reigns will defend against Cody Rhodes, a rematch from this year's WrestleMania 39, where Reigns went over in what will be remembered as one of the biggest upsets in Mania history. Obviously, everybody wanted Cody to win. Reigns was not ready to give up that championship, and WWE was not ready to see a champion other than Roman Reigns. Meltzer wrote, and I quote, "Right now, based on things told to me and stare downs on television, whether this is for Mania or another big show, the down the line teases this week were Reigns versus Rhodes, Ripley versus Becky Lynch, Jimmy versus Jay, and Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill." Now, I don't know about the ladies' matches. I'll give you my opinion in just a second. But the other 2 are absolutely solid, written in blood, ready to go, man. There is absolutely no indication otherwise. there is going to be a match between Jimmy and Jay, and there will be a rematch from this year's WrestleMania, the Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes. Now, I'm going to go a step further, and I'm going to give you a fleshed out WrestleMania card where these matches fall, on what night they take place. That's going to be up to the creative department, but this is what I'm already envisioning for WrestleMania. And if you guys have any would book logically based off what we've seen on television, what you would do for WrestleMania 40. Gunther, he will go into WrestleMania. I don't know if he's going to go as the Intercontinental Champion. I think that would be fucking great. Now, that's going to be the only thing that I don't really know about. Gunther, he will win the Royal Rumble. If I'm booking this thing, Gunther's winning the Royal Rumble. He will wrestle Seth Rollins and win the World's Heavyweight Championship at WrestleMania. And if he is the Intercontinental Champion, he will drop the title on Monday, and then we will have a tournament to crown a new Intercontinental Champion. Now, do they do that, or do they have Gunther lose the championship and really put somebody over by having somebody be the first one to beat Gunther on the main roster? I think that would be a little bit more beneficial to somebody like a Chad Gable or whoever they want to build up for the Intercontinental Championship. But Gunther versus Seth Rollins, that is what you're doing at WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns. Solid. It's signed, sealed, and delivered. It's going to happen. Jimmy Uso versus Jay. Going to happen. Logan Paul. He will win the United States Championship, and he will wrestle LA Knight at WrestleMania, taking a page out of what they did going into Money in the Bank. Some long-term booking there, or revisiting some booking. I don't know if it's long-term. Revisiting some booking going into Money in the Bank when Logan Paul was a part of that match and LA Knight had a problem with it. LA Knight, the thing with them is they're putting LA Knight in a match against Roman Reigns at Crown Jewel for the Universal Heavyweight Championship. Their priority there is to make LA Knight look strong. How do you book him to look strong in defeat when we all know he's not going to beat Roman Reigns for the championship? How do you take LA Knight and his momentum from there into Survivor Series and then going to lower him down to wrestle for the United States Championship? That's my problem with that. I think they're doing it backwards. But in the logical way of making it all make sense, LA Knight and Logan Paul for the United States Championship match of all time, or the biggest, versus mask match one-on-one, and Dominic will retire his father at WrestleMania. Finn Balor versus Damian Priest one-on-one in a clash of Judgment Day. I think at this point, Damian Priest will be kicked out of Judgment Day. What is going on with the briefcase? I don't really know. Charlotte Flair. I put her in a match against Bianca Belair. WWE has a few options for the ladies going into WrestleMania. Charlotte and Bianca, you know they want to do that at WrestleMania, and I feel like that is going to happen this year. You could also do Rhea Ripley versus Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair winning the Royal Rumble and challenging Rhea Ripley for the World Women's Heavyweight Championship. I think that would be a better match than Bianca versus Charlotte, but that's just my opinion. But right now, we'll go with Charlotte and Bianca, being that they are on SmackDown and on the same brand. Becky Lynch. I don't know if she's going to be the NXT champion at this point. Be in a championship program. More open right now to doing Becky versus Jade instead of Charlotte versus Jade. I don't think Jade is right. Jade, I'm going Rhea. You got two options here. Rhea versus Liv, which would tie up long-term book.
Yeah.
Bianca versus Tiffany Stratton in a one-on-one. Wrestle Votes tweeted this. Their report that WWE has approved new merchandise and branding ahead of his return, which is likely in late November. I quote, regarding the Randy Orton return rumors, sources state new merchandise and branding has been approved. Also, WWE will present a large social media promotion / digital material for the comeback. It's indeed happening, likely Survivor Series or that weekend, end quote. Very intriguing way to write.
Yeah. I might as well just skip this. Now let's go back to the fight.
Just get the reaction that you want. I thought that was really weird. I'm like, why do they got to do that? They could do so much better if they just rather than just turn down. Hey, a tool in wrestling that is nostalgia. An audience.
Scenes. So put that out there because I know a lot of people are going to try to really turn this into something that it's not. Remember, CM Punk visited WWE early this year. CM Punk visited Impact Wrestling one additional time this
A little bit, but I'm like, well, that issue might be done. And it,
what's going, damn, the crowd's gonna love booing both of these guys because these are guys that are disliked for different reasons, but they're both very much disliked.
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, I wish they wouldn't do that with these two. Like they can do it on their own. I thought Logan Paul handled the what chance very well because
Yeah,
he crafted his promo around that when he started to get them, and I thought that was a really, really great move. Ricochet came out and attacked as well, and I'm glad that they're keeping him involved in doing stuff, and you're seeing more of the reason why he got hired, him doing incredible things and what he's capable of. I think that's very important. Jonathan Corona says it'd be cool if Dom spoke Spanish in promos and WWE just subtitled it so fans don't understand him, gets more boos. I hope Drew brings back Broken Dreams. Well, they were in Texas, so there's a good chance a lot of that audience would have understood him. I mean,
I wouldn't even subtitle it. And if you do subtitle it in Spanish, not in English.
Yeah.
It's funnier because I feel like in Spanish you can kind of get away with a little bit more of like naughty language than you would if you were speaking English. There are certain things that they're just not, they just don't translate the same. So
Sure.
I do appreciate whenever we get Dominic talking in Spanish. But man, here's the thing though, I wasn't expecting them to circle back to Ricochet Logan Paul. I kind of thought we were over and done with this. I did like Logan Paul bringing in Samantha. I thought that was pretty great to kind of have her get involved in this because she's unique, she's special. And I feel like having her included in all of this was kind of fun to see because it's been a while since we've seen a ring announcer kind of get brought into a storyline. And so I appreciated that. That was kind of fun. And he did handle the what chance very well because they didn't last long from what I remember. And usually when certain talents get what chanted like that, especially if you're green, if you're not that great at promos, it could easily like take away like a wave, man.
Yeah, we've got Terry Allen saying, Sean, are you buying the Spider-Man 2 video game? I'm not. I stick to sports games, GTA, Shredder's Revenge, stuff like that. There's a chance I eventually play it, but honestly, the extreme nature of my ADHD prevents me from sitting down and playing anything for too long. Jonathan Corona says, do you know why WWE is adding more seats to Survivor Series? Are they doing it on purpose? Because we all know WWE don't want Punk back. In your opinion, are they doing it just because they want some buzz? Well, they want money, Jonathan Corona. That's the ultimate thing. Denise, we're seeing this now where they're like, we had a big set planned, and now we're just going to do a minimalist set, and we're going to put as many asses in those seats as possible. And I say, hell yeah, if you can do it, go ahead and do it. Like, I just absolutely love that they are selling out venues like this. And I got some good venue news. Coming to Fightful Select. Oh yeah.
For who? For WWE?
For a lot of people that probably feel underserved as far as events go.
Okay, so like all the people that are like, when are they going to bring so and so over here in my town? Those people.
FightfulSelect.com, the best $5 in the business, the best $54 a year. Today we had news on could Will Ospreay and CM Punk go to TNA? My God. But yeah, got some good news coming soon.
Well, can I ask you a question? Does any of it pertain to
The streak of the Great Monday Night Raw is over. Yeah. Monday Night Raw was
Talking
great
about
tonight.
Brandon Stroud, but yes, also a piece of shit. AE775 says War Game's going to be Raw versus SmackDown for men or women. I don't know what it's going to be yet. I just know that as of 2 weeks ago, they were planning a War Games. Jody Gilly says just wanted to stop by and show some support. Jody, I appreciate you. I appreciate the caring tweet you sent me, as well as also causing porn bots to swarm me on Twitter.
porn
well.
bot? I haven't seen any porn bots on Twitter. I get those weird ones where people
What?
are asking me for money all the time.
Oh, I get those. I get people that are very clearly scammers plugging GoFundMe's.
Yes, and they're trying to make you feel really bad.
Yeah, I get crypto stuff. I get porn bots. I get everything. Kim Gray says USA Network made my night by replying to my tweet saying they were a Fightful Select subscriber. Totally worth the 1,000 notifications. Did you see this, Denise?
No, I didn't see that.
Kim
That's
Gray,
good stuff.
Kim Gray, wonderful friend of the show, said it's very clear that whoever is running USA Network is a Fightful Select subscriber. To which they replied, "We don't have $5." However, they did say that they were fans of Alex and Kate's, but listen, Denise, I had to fire back.
And
I
what did you
couldn't-
say?
I couldn't just let them get away with that. So I said, if you pirate us, you're gonna look like this. And it's Todd Crisley from Crisley.
A terribly boring show. A terribly boring show. The streak of Great Monday Night Raw is over. Was that in a good way or a bad way? Because he said, the streak, not streak. He said the streak of Great Monday Night Raw is over. Because, some people thought the show was a boring show because what happened on the show? I don't think nothing happened really.
At FightfulSelect.com, please subscribe, reported this past weekend, Denise, that Ivar and Kofi Kingston both got high praise for their matches on Raw. It looks like it's going to continue for Ivar. I've been told, unfortunately, Eric isn't going to be back anytime soon. But Ivar is making the most of this opportunity, it looks like.
Dude, they really jumped on it from the looks of it. I thought that the way that they presented him in this vignette, man, they made him look like some sort of god, man. They were really hyping him up as he's the one and all of the things that Valhalla was saying. I really liked the imagery and the way that it was shot because it reminded me of those movie trailers. That's literally what it reminded me of. So I thought that was really good. But here's something that I will say that I do like. How many times haven't we seen a situation where somebody gets injured and it kind of takes them a while for them to figure out what to do with the uninjured tag team partner? And I feel like this time they really jumped on it very quickly to get Ivar moving along and doing something on the show and getting a package and everything going for him.
Yeah.
At the Palms on January 14th. So it's like a 2-night thing, but it's going to be at the Palms on Sunday. And I think people need to remember something that I said last week, because I think some people are putting some words in my mouth. You got to listen closely, and I'm not trying to be
Definitely true. And I think they really learned their lesson the time that they sent him out there and he was we're talking about what chance and how what chance can, take away or how certain talent handle that. That was like terrible, man. I would have been sweating bullets if I was Shinsuke Nakamura standing there getting what chanted like that. These promos are definitely a lot better. I don't know who's going to be the person that sets him free, so I don't know where they're necessarily going with this, but I did think it was kind of funny that that's how they chose to say it. Who's going to set me free?
We had a lot of tag team set up tonight in a lot of different ways that we're going to be talking about. But
Yeah.
Akira Tozawa appears like he is a part of Alpha Academy for the time being. He was there for New Day facing Alpha Academy. Really good match in the ring. I like that they're opening up and doing babyface versus babyface matches. We saw a segment backstage that included DIY, Alpha Academy, and New Day, where there's some camaraderie, but some healthy competition as well. I like it. Like, faces should be facing other baby faces, and heels should be facing other heels. They all want to climb the same ladder. Why should they avoid each other? New Day defeating Alpha Academy. Kofi Kingston is 42 years old.
He is?
He's 42 years old.
Oh, man, I didn't know that.
Man, that's
He
crazy.
did a Tope Con
42.
Hero. Like, it
He's
was
42
nothing.
years old.
Like, didn't set it up, anything. He just jumped, launched himself, and just
42 years old.
heaved himself over the top rope. Now, this guy has not missed a step whatsoever. It's unbelievable. But I'll tell you what's mind-boggling to me. He's 42, right?
Okay. Where are you going with this?
This was
It'll encourage a lot more people to sample it and potentially stick around, month to month. So I like it a lot.
That's what this law is going to build to, is that big explosion. Because, and then after that, we can blow some stuff up and go.
So you're right. Ric Flair always looked old, like his whole life. Oh, does that mean? I don't know if that's mean. But he always did, though.
Listen, Brock Anderson, who is Arn's son, looks older now than Kofi Kingston is.
Yeah. Ah, come on.
Unreal. Bradley says, favorite vintage LOL TNA moment. Bubba the Love Sponge is.
All right. Hold on, I actually want to see something.
Amazing. I emptied them. Me too. I think that it's good of them to do that. I mean, I was like, damn, they should just do a nostalgia show each year. But hey, UE Monday Night Raw. He did not pipe in booze on screen.
Could not hear Dominic. Like, there's been other ways to be funny and creative. Could be a challenge, right? But I feel like now with the added addition of Akira Tozawa and him doing his little lifting that he.
Wait. I'm surprised that USA allowed Triple H to get away with this show tonight. The last few weeks, Raw has been on a roll. Raw has really, it's found its groove with Triple H, pushing some new faces on the show and everything. All the segments just felt like they were clicking. It just had a different vibe, the energy had a different kind of feeling to the shows over these last couple of weeks. And then tonight, that's why I brought back little green guy with the hole. I said tonight, we got to bring him back. That's what it felt like. That was me watching this show, trying valiantly not to fall into the 3-hour hole that you saw there on your screen. I'm like, what the hell happened here? It's like we regressed. It's like we went backwards. What a boring show tonight overall.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Here I was starting to feel good about Monday Night Raw. I hope I wasn't misled. I mean, I know they can't all be home runs, but I mean, it was hard to stay awake for different parts of the show. I was looking for a good image to kind of sum up me during this show tonight, and this is the one that that's not the image I was.
My bad. I was looking at something. Anyway.
Kaiser as well, where he's like, "Hey, tell your boss I want to run it back." And he's like,
Can't expect the audience to give a damn on day one. This stuff takes time. Rome wasn't built in a day. But just the way the show was laid out and put together, and to have so many segments on the show where even the crowd, I can't even blame the crowd in Dallas. You know, Dallas is a great wrestling city. I can't even blame them. They didn't really have a whole lot to be excited about watching the show.
Yeah.
Sami Zayn and Drew McIntyre woke them up too.
Yeah.
Right at the top of the third hour. They had the best match on the entire card. And it was interesting because this was also a very Judgment Day heavy show, as Raw has been now for many months. But where you have the bloodline on SmackDown dominating the show for so long, that is what the Judgment Day is to Monday Night Raw. And they have this storyline that's on where Rhea Ripley and the Judgment Day are attempting to recruit various people into their group. Seth Rollins, McIntyre, right? They're making offers to people and trying to get them to join. And Nick Roscoe actually dropped the message before and made a very interesting point. And I was kind of thinking about this. Actually, I had Tatanka and Lex Luger on my brain. That's not the right storyline. But Nick pointed out something that I think is very interesting.
sort of ping me and it'll pop to the top of my inbox and the like. So, backstage, Candice and Indy are there, and Natalya is offering some advice. She mentions that Tegan is hurt, and we've got someone saying, what's up with Tegan? Hopefully.
Impact tapings, which were in Chicago. I said that. But Finn Balor, you know, the judgment.
Finally start to do something on the show and then be again taken away due to an injury. So I hope that this isn't like major or anything like that, because she was finally starting to, you know, get the ball rolling for herself again.
I like them using Natalya in the veteran who's
Do that too.
RVD and
I want to talk about his name a little.
Let's get through Saudi Arabia, whatever. Do what you gotta do.
A weak episode because it's
I would
big.
probably still be saying the exact same thing, because when you have these talents get taken off TV for months, and then you just bring
there was the three-way with, gosh, I think it was Roxanne and Valkyria, but I thought this was the best singles match, one-on-one match I've seen her have in WWE since she got hired.
Yeah, so for Indy Hartwell, she's still just a little bit more limited in the ring, and I knew that the second that she stepped in there with Becky Lynch that it was going to possibly be her best match, because that's what Becky Lynch is going to do. She's going to go out there and she's going to bring out the very best of her opponent, because that's the kind of wrestler that she is. And with that being said, I like seeing Becky go out there and have these matches with people like Tegan Nox, Indy Hartwell, and all of this. But I do want to get to a point where, unfortunately, I know what to expect from these matches. So I wasn't expecting much. It didn't necessarily blow me away. So for that reason, I'm like, I kind of want to see a little bit more of established wrestlers go up against Becky Lynch. But what can I say? It was a match. It was fine. But, you know, I kind of want to just get a little bit more in terms of like the in-ring portion of it all, because it really did feel like I felt this way with the Tegan Nox match, where I felt like I said this when she had that match with Tegan Nox. I felt like this was Becky Lynch, like, you know, basically going around and doing everything. And then it was pretty much the exact same thing in this match with Indy Hartwell.
K775 says Indy looked fantastic today. Hope she gets more on TV with more chances along.
TV match.
But all in all, this Monday Night Raw, man, if I find one thing that is a major talking point tonight, I would be lucky. Normally, I start the show off talking about the biggest occurrence on the show, and genuinely, there was nothing. There's nothing. I can't wait for October to be over. I can't wait. It's always the same thing. It's always the same feeling going into these Saudi shows. It's like they
2023 on Solomon's
dipping pay-per-views in the same month. Like, I want to see build towards Survivor Series. It's unbelievable.
Does
Rhea,
Zoe, Naya.
Zoe, Naya, Shayna.
That's pretty much 15.
13. 13.
Into the show. They did a nice job building towards War Games, but man, after that, absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing happened. Cody Rhodes got attacked in the open of the show. Damian Priest gave him a concerto on the steel steps with his ankle tied in a steel chair. Cody Rhodes is out there hobbling around with an injured ankle now, clearing house at the end of the show. Seth Rollins, apparently Rhea Ripley wants to add him to the Judgment Day. Don't know where they're going with that, but Seth Rollins does not want to join the Judgment Day. Damian Priest and Jey Uso in the main event. I mean, I don't really care. Just give me War Games already. Seriously. Just give me War Games already, man. You know, when WWE has these lulls, it just feels like their tires are spinning over and over and over again. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. How many times can we see the same fucking match? Jey Uso and Damian Priest, fine. It's 3 times within the last month. Tag team match at the pay-per-view. Tag team match a couple weeks ago. Tag team match fucking tonight. Or a singles match, rather, tonight. Jey Uso and Damian Priest in the main event. Continued what happened in the beginning of the show where Cody Rhodes comes out there on one fucking foot and saves the day. Great job. We had a contract signing with the women's match that's taking place at Crown Jewel where Rhea Ripley's defending her title in a 5-way.
Yeah.
Apparently WWE's continuing Logan Paul and Ricochet. I don't know what they're doing, when that's going to happen. Dominic Mysterio and his overly piped in fucking crowd noise.
Yeah, they're still piped in.
They may be doing a tag team match at Survivor Series for all we know. Outside that, man, it is a struggle to come up with some talking points for this show. That's how bad it is, man. Seriously, that's how bad and uneventful.
Anchored to my desk, an awful.
And a lot of people are like, "Oh well, it's an awful."
and he placed the steel chair flat up against the ring steps. Gunna held Cody.
Wrestling fans. Like,
Yep.
Oh, these are the podcasters I'm going to show y'all. Just Alice Salamander, JD from New York, Fightful Pro Wrestling, the Dan Tony, Good My Work Commentary, the DQ, the Post Wrestling, Wrestling Inc.
I don't know if I can salvage this show.
This is hardly the first time that they've done this story with Cody Rhodes, where he has an injured. Maybe on the side would be great. I might even prefer that. but thought of going into WWE now.
They're not going to play hot potato with mid partners. I mean, if you really, I mean, even the NXT Women's Championship right now, they have to, and the North American Championship, like they have to put main roster to elevate.
Interesting. Oh, I will. I did listen. With this one yet. Let's circle all back. You know, so having Becky in this position right now is very beneficial both again for business internally and for the audience.
But they don't really do that. So I've always thought that would be like a fun thing to do. Just to give it some sort of reason, like, okay, well, why do you want Zoe Stark to come to your brand?
Cody and Priest now many times. So the announcement that the two of them are going to have a match at Crown Jewel isn't very exciting because it's something when you think about it, you're like, wait, I feel like I've seen this on television every week for the last 6 months. And you wouldn't be wrong because you basically have. Which begs the question, is there anything on the line in this? Are they going to announce that there is some sort of stipulation, that there's something tangible on the line in this? Well, it just so happens that Damian Priest is walking around with money in the bank. I've had people ask me about this before, and I didn't really think it was something that Cody needed, but here we are. We are now going into this pay-per-view in just a few weeks. We're heading into WrestleMania season. WrestleMania is getting very close. The Royal Rumble is getting very close. And Cody was not traded to SmackDown. Kevin Owens was traded to SmackDown. So we're going to have to start asking the question very soon. How is WWE going to get Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns? They're already teasing. We know it's going to happen. The Rock is not coming back. The Rock is not wrestling at WrestleMania. The Rock was never wrestling at WrestleMania. You have to let that go. There are still some people who think that's going to happen. It's not. The main event is Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes in a rematch from this year. Cody is on SmackDown. Roman is on Raw. Does that mean that Cody wins the Royal Rumble for a second straight year? Possibly, yes. Not what I'd like to see, but that would be one way for him to earn a shot at the championship of his choosing. Now, there's also the Elimination Chamber. They don't do the Elimination Chamber every year where the winner of the chamber gets the title of their choosing, gets to wrestle the World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania. Take this year, for example. The Elimination Chamber match had the United States title. In past years, they had the championship itself defended. And most years, and correct me if I'm wrong, when they do those chambers,
They came out, then they did an injury angle where Damian 750, being that we got and the excuse of not wrestling. Okay, whatever.
we have a SmackDown chamber match with 5 or 6 SmackDown fans, 6 SmackDown stars. And the winner would challenge Roman Reigns. Again, Cody is not on. So it's looking increasingly likely that the briefcase is going to be one of the easiest things to get to your destination. If Cody wins the briefcase, if they can find some rationale.
Handle it, right? Because Raquel has all
Back pocket heading into WrestleMania. If he doesn't win the Royal Rumble, if he doesn't have another way, he's got that contract. But even if Cody doesn't win the briefcase, I still feel like it should be on the line at Crown Jewel because it adds drama to it. Because a lot of people would automatically assume that he is going to win. Then if he doesn't, you'll have a lot of very shocked people. So whether he wins the briefcase or not, I actually think that they should put it on the line at Crown. Otherwise, it's just a television. It's got to be something at stake. We have the New Day against the Alpha Academy.
really explain it, but Zoe Stark is cool. I like Zoe.
Yeah, and we've mentioned this before. When we saw her
Well, that
the
would
other
be a
day, we
waste.
were like, "Oh,
That would be a waste of Money in the Bank, by the way. I hope not, because that's a waste of Money in the Bank. That
Otis
will
did the
that will
caterpillar
devalue
on
Money in the
Kofi
Bank.
Kingston.
That will, like Salamanca said, I hope that don't happen. That will devalue Money in the Bank. That will make the briefcase worthless. Like, what's the point of giving Damian Priest? Damian Priest having both very great, both very strong after he been elevated into Bad Bunny match and being with Judgment Day. He beat Matt Wood in a qualified match. He had a great performance in that ladder match. He won the briefcase. Why take it off of him? Then that's a waste, and that devalued Money in the Bank. And really shits on the briefcase. Whoever wins the briefcase, you shouldn't have to defend it like a champion. Same thing with the Royal Rumble. If you win the briefcase or you win the Royal Rumble, you should either cast on the world title, win or lose. That's it. So hopefully that don't happen. That's just a waste. Hopefully not.
but he wins, and then we've got all the gold." And Seth, at least, like, okay. Uncle D says chances of Kyrie Sane coming to Raw. I sincerely think that they'll probably put her on SmackDown. She'll probably team with Asuka. Also, I would imagine, I mean, not to be stereotypical, Japanese people generally in wrestling companies hang out with each other. It's who they're familiar with. They speak the same language. Just who they're comfortable with generally. Call Me Crazy says, kind of hope Tozawa tagged with Otis. I would love to see that. I would love to see
Me
that. as
too.
well.
Are you kidding me? Now that's all I want. Thank you for bringing that up. That's all I want now.
Rock Hard Joel Wood says, I feel like Will Ospreay hiring Barry Bloom all but confirms AEW is the front runner. What's the
And he waits on the apron until he gets the second. Whoa! I mean, don't you think it's a little fucking lame how you just wait for the second whoa to come on in? You're out there to conduct business. You just lost the fucking tag team championships to these two guys who won them nefariously with their dealings with the bloodline because Jimmy Uso showed up on a show that's not his. And you're out there playing up to the crowd, getting your second whoa into the fucking show. Man, I wish I felt that way. It's fucking pathetic.
Exactly.
Cody walked out, said he had some choice words for the leader of the Judgment Day. But I don't see Rhea Ripley out here. Judgment Day's always said that there is no leaders in Judgment Day. Cody says he knows they say there is no leader in the Judgment Day, but Ripley isn't just Dominic Mysterio's mommy. Apparently, she's everybody's mom. He said she is pulling the strings, calling the shots, and cutting all the deals, including the bloodline. He said he'd like to speak specifically to Priest. He told Priest last week he was the one who gave him a low blow. Priest laughed. Of course he laughed. He won the tag team titles. Cody says if he believes that was the final shot in this fight, he is wrong.
him versus MJF would be nothing but money?
Priest do on his own. He says his story, to finish the story. The story is that you failed, says Damian Priest. Cody yanked off his tie. He starts unbuttoning his shirt and suggested that they put that theory of that he failed to the test tonight. Priest says he has a match with Jay. You should know that, but I do like the idea. He says they have a big event coming up, so maybe it should be Cody versus Priest at Crown Jewel. Cody immediately said, I accept, but what do we do now? Cody suggested they give everyone a preview of Crown Jewel right here, right now. Priest says, you know what, I like that idea. So Dom and Rhea Ripley walked out, and Cody was obviously outnumbered. Jey Uso charged out from the back and dumped Dominic from behind, and then starts talking to Rhea Ripley. Sweet talking Rhea Ripley in the aisleway while Cody was being beaten down by Balor and Priest 2-on-1. Cody went after Priest in the ring. Balor dropped out to fight Jay at ringside. Cody ran Priest into the announce desk. He cleared the table, but J.D. McDonough showed up and attacked Cody. Barrett said McDonough is still in the doghouse, but this is a good way to get out of it by helping Damian Priest eradicate Mr. Cody Rhodes. Priest and McDonough double-teamed Cody. Priest smashed Cody's ankle with a chair up against the ringside steps while J.D. McDonough was holding him in place. Basically a concerto on the steel steps. Cody went down as he was writhing in pain. This wasn't a bad open to the show. I said as much on social media. This was not a bad open to the show. We got Damian Priest versus Cody Rhodes announced for Crown Jewel. Not the most exciting match, but WWE has basically loaded up the show anyway. They got Roman Reigns versus LA Knight. They got Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio. John Cena may be doing something at the show. Cody's on the show. There was a report that went out today that Brock Lesnar is not going to be booked for Crown Jewel because WWE feels like they have enough star power on the show. Great. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest isn't the most intriguing of matchups, but it plays into the final War Games build. What you got here was a little taste of the continuation of the build for War Games. That's all I care about. I am over and done with the Judgment Day and Cody Rhodes and his band of babyfaces. I'm over. I'm just completely at the end of the road.
Yeah, me too.
I am. I can't take it anymore.
Me too.
I need some fresh matchups. I need a new story. I need something new on the show. Seriously. This is what happens when WWE's got a second fucking pay-per-view in the month of November every single time. You get nothing but filler. They gotta stop what they're doing, or they gotta half-ass what they're doing for the show that matters, for the show that doesn't. So we got War Games built. Damian Priest took out Cody Rhodes in his ankle. J.D. McDonough's out there still trying to prove it.
Also have full body shower kits from body buffers to body wash. It's so good.
Signature pose. He knocked one out of the park because he broke Cody's ankle or injured Cody's ankle. And he leaves the ringside area with Cody writhing in pain. It is what it is. Very simple. It was effective. Didn't really play into the rest of the show. But War Games. That's what everybody is focused on here. War Games. Chad Gable. He's tag teaming with Otis. And they now have added Akira Tozawa to the Alpha Academy. I don't know who made this decision. I don't know if Vince is in the weeds and he called up his son-in-law and said, "You know what this show needs, pal? We need some comedy. What about that ninja? Is he still employed?" So they put Akira Tozawa in the fucking Alpha Academy. They put a headband on him and they got him exercising like Richard Simmons. Great. Fucking ridiculous. It's not funny. Chad Gable was on a serious streak. Otis was the comedy relief in the group with his gyrating and his, "Oh yeah, oh yeah." Now we got Tozawa in the fucking group doing some fucking dance. What is he doing? Gotta be a Vince McMahon move from within the weeds. They wrestled the New Day. This was actually a very good tag team match. They went 11 minutes. Actually, I could have given this match a couple more minutes, actually. Very, very entertaining.
Ring and don't know that he is an unbelievably talented wrestler. They know him. Love to see Chad Gable and Otis bring that back out of him. That unbelievable. Go out and watch his PWG matches with Chris Hero and Kevin Owens. Unbelievable match. He had a match where he teamed with Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn and Ricochet. One of the best tag team matches you will ever see. This guy is so.
He is in the following. Does Triple H have a plan for these women? Does he?
Matt Hennessy says, I'm really into the DIY and Imperium feud. It's a simple story they're telling. With Imperium seeing DIY as a big threat together, but it works well. And seeing Gargano and Ciampa together just feels right. I agree. Like, whatever they were doing with Gargano before, it wasn't quite clicked for whatever reason.
Didn't even feel like they were trying.
Yeah, they weren't trying. And Vince had a hand in that, obviously. That's for whatever reason. Them together, well, you're going to have banger tag team matches, and that's important. And now that we're seeing more character work put into these tag teams, I think this is going to benefit them a lot. Johnny had to win this match. Ciampa had to make the save, and it's natural for them to build the next week, Denise. What are you thinking about this angle and this match?
I agree. I think the angle's getting a lot more interesting. And, you and I were sitting here for like a long time wondering what the hell they were going to do with Johnny Gargano. And I had all of these hopes for, having Tommaso Ciampa be in his own, his own feud, being his own guy. And I really wasn't the person that necessarily wanted to see DIY come back together, only because I know that both of these guys are incredible on their own. And I wanted to see that, especially on the main roster. And I wanted to get fresh singles matches with Johnny Gargano and some of the talents we haven't seen him with, Tommaso with some of the talents we haven't seen him with. So I was kind of leaning more towards wanting them to do their own separate thing. However, it was clear that they weren't doing anything with Johnny. With Tommaso, it seemed like there was a lot of start and stop. And then the whole thing with The Miz was like, what are you guys doing? Where are we going with this? So it almost feels like this, having them come back together and be DIY is the way better option, just because I almost don't really have faith, at least not right now, that they're going to do something with them as single stars. That would be what I think they should be doing, considering all of the matches and stuff that we saw on NXT. But who knows? It could just be the start, and maybe down the line we'll see them kind of do their own things, because I'm left here with the craving of wanting to see, Ciampa in there with Seth Rollins, same thing with Johnny Gargano, and like a bunch of other people, right, that we haven't seen different one-on-one matches with. So I'm left wanting to see that for each of these guys respectfully.
I am really excited to see them get to put on
She told Becky she is the definition.
He mistake. He said that he just wants to have.
Indy's got a good chance to get some screen time under the Greenwich Blue Blood. Disarmor for the win here. Maybe taps out.
Does he prefer pre-taped or live?
Some of them ask for pre-tape now. Like we're working with.
Thanks for spoiling the outcome tonight. You're defending tonight against Indy Hartwell, and you're going to defend tomorrow night against Lyra Valkyria. Say that one 5 times fast. Becky said she came to Dallas looking for a fight. She talked.
Working and wrestling. She's basically like Orange Cassidy in the international title.
Is awful. And I'm kind of tired. I brought this up recently, and I'll say it again now. I'm one of the biggest fans of Triple H taking over creative, because one thing you got to give Triple H credit for is he will give certain people enough chances and enough time to try to get themselves over.
At least one member of the Elite. They would have
out there with the fucking funny glasses and the Seinfeld-like shirt. He was strutting backstage and he's walking by Rhea Ripley. They looked at each other.
Now, are they building towards a match between Adam Pearce and Nick Aldis? That's a good question. That I can see.
I mean, they really are. I mean, they're on different brands, obviously, but his priorities doesn't be this freaking champion. Like, he's got gold, right? I hope at some point they do maybe get that, but who knows? Who knows? Because with what they're doing with WrestleMania.
So Patrick, this is on our moderator, Luis. I see it. The live one. Yes, I appreciate it, Patrick. I'm sorry about that. Luis!
Wait, what was the confusion?
Teenagers. The next segment, which was a contract fatal five-way crown jewel for the Women's World Championship.
Directly. He asked what he would want with her, though.
Again, she didn't blink, and then she just left. But the thing I found funniest about this is
she said alliances could change. She said if Seth joined them, Priest could cash in against someone else, and they would all have gold. She said the way his back is so fragile, the Judgment Day could have his back and make people acknowledge him. Seth took off his sunglasses. Rhea Ripley mentioned that Seth Rollins could be better or greater than Roman Reigns. Acknowledge Seth Rollins is basically what she's bribing him with. Seth took off his sunglasses and said if there's one thing he doesn't want to be, he doesn't want to be anything like Roman Reigns. Rhea Ripley told him that wasn't a no, so please think about it. Seth Rollins doesn't want to be like Roman Reigns. I think Seth Rollins is a fucking fool. I think he's a fool. Roman Reigns is the eye, the apple.
With this, let's go somewhere with it. She's got range, man. If anything we know about Nikki, she's got.
Year, he defends his title how many times a year? Seth doesn't want to be like Roman Reigns. I think Seth is a fool. I'd want to be like Roman Reigns. That's for damn sure. He's not joining Judgment Day. This is nothing more than Rhea Ripley trying to wheel and deal to try and weaken Seth for Drew McIntyre and get the title off of Seth Rollins or lure him into a false sense of security so that Damian Priest cashes in the briefcase and wins the World Heavyweight Championship. Seth Rollins is not joining Judgment Day, and WWE seemingly was churning their wheels over and over again just to get through tonight because none of the story forwarded itself at all tonight. There was no new developments. This is not going to mean anything at the end of this storyline arc. It will mean nothing. What you saw tonight was just for tonight, and that's it. Indy Hartwell. Natalya said Tegan Knox.
glad it wasn't a distraction finish because I would have. But I like the seeds of doubt being planted and us getting some really great matches.
Yeah, when this match started, I was like, please don't cheat me out of a good match. Do not cheat me out of a good match. And they didn't. We got a really damn good match there. I thought that there was one point where I think Drew went for the Claymore, but instead Sammy like avoided it and got him with the Blue Thunder Bomb. I thought that was really good. That was probably one of my favorite portions of that match. But I did love this back and forth here between both of them. But I'm glad that they at least gave us a good lengthy match here. Because again, I thought we were gonna get screwed because there was another match on today's Raw where I really thought there could have been a lot more. It might have been even the Johnny Gargano match. Yeah, it was the Johnny Gargano match where I felt like they could have given that match a lot more time just for it to be, something memorable in ring wise. That was the one thing. So, and because that match happened before this one, I was kind of afraid that we were gonna get stiffed.
Yeah, I was afraid this one would be like a quick finish and like a throwaway. So I was very, very pleased with what happened. They gave a pay-per-view quality match on Monday Night Raw, which I'm glad that we were seeing more of these days. Sometimes you just need slapper. After this, Drew and Seth were backstage, and they were both like, "No Judgment Day." No Judgment Day. So they're trusting each other. Do you think Judgment Day gets involved in that match?
Oh, they have to, right? I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I think they've got to cause some chaos.
They're in everything these days. Them and the bloodline, they're everywhere. Están en todo menos misa.
Call Me Crazy says tag teams are a good way to get multiple stars over and establish them with their wrestling and gimmicks. Look at Gable and the Street Profits. Yeah, you have people to play off of as well. Like, so I think that's very, very helpful. We had the Judgment Day promo that kicked off the show and is interrupted by Cody. Cody then challenges, or actually, he suggests Damian Priest that they fight. Damian Priest is like, how about a crown jewel? And I would have felt like we've seen this match 200 times. We've seen it once, but it will be the seventh since June that they have faced each other in tag team or singles action.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that because I remember there was a couple of weeks where I feel like I said something along the lines where I felt like they were doing the same thing over and over, copy and paste, maybe tweak up a little bit of things, but it kind of felt like we were seeing the same main event for a couple of weeks now. And I remember talking about this like a couple weeks ago where I felt like there was really like they changed a couple of things, right? For the most part, we're kind of seeing a little bit of the same thing, though, which is kind of unfortunate because I feel like you don't want that. You don't want that.
We've got, so in that segment, we had Cody getting his knee taken out. But there was a point brought up by a lot of people on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, maybe this is the path. But I don't know that they would do it this soon.
The briefcase?
The briefcase. Cody wins the briefcase from Damian Priest.
Gets him to put it on the line.
At some point, somewhere.
Think he's dumb enough to do that, though, Priest? That would kind of make him a little dumb, wouldn't it? Unless he's like his like manhood is put on the line, like, oh, if you're a man, then you would do it. I don't know.
Or if he's forced into it by the GM.
Oh.
The GM has that power. They can do that.
Or Rhea. What if Rhea comes up with something? What if her plan backfires? What if she has like a smart plan and then it just backfires?
Yeah. Like, there could be something high stakes there. Like, either for the briefcase or Cody leaves Raw, and that could have people saying, oh, well, Cody might leave Raw, but then go to SmackDown and challenge for the title. There's a lot there. There's a lot there. Sheldon says, question, what is it with WWE and booking Cody Rhodes into an injury storyline for Saudi Arabia? Last time it was his arm against Brock. This time it's his leg against Priest. He's always got to have something to overcome. I mean, that's the John Cena method, the Bianca method. They love to have those people have something to overcome.
The obstacles. What was everybody saying after WrestleMania? He hadn't gone through enough adversity. That's what it was. There you go.
Yeah, he hadn't overcome enough.
Yeah.
Oh my God, 15-year story.
Like, man, had they played this documentary, but had they done the Peacock documentary before, everybody would have felt differently. Imagine had that documentary aired before WrestleMania.
Yeah. Oh my God. I remember we were on the steps of that premiere, and he's like, "So what'd you think?" And I said, "I think you probably should have won the match, Cody."
I think everyone was thinking that. Like anytime, like whenever you finish watching it, I'm pretty sure every single person was like, "Damn, Cody should have won at WrestleMania."
Yeah. Well, I couldn't really tell how the severity of Cody's knee, and that's because JD McDonough was at ringside.
Are you ever gonna make? Okay, what if one day, Sean, you have to interview JD, and he tells you like, "Hey man, so I heard you be saying all this stuff about my head." What are you gonna say? What are you gonna do?
It's gonna be awkward. It's gonna be awkward. Like, I don't know. What am I gonna do? Beat him up? No, he'd probably beat me up.
He's gonna
What?
headbutt you. Like,
Hey,
boom, and
I
that's
hope
it.
what? I hope not. You're gonna get suspended from Twitter. That's a death wish, Denise. Why would you wish that upon me? I've got people that love me. Like my poor wife, she'd be a widow if that
Don't
were
worry.
the case.
Don't worry, your giraffe neck can handle it. You can.
I've got
It'll be JD with his big ass head, and you with your neck.
My God, that's
Fighting
just,
like the giraffes.
I can't believe you would actually wish that on somebody.
That's all I want to see in life now. You versus JD McDonough.
Hold on. I'll tell you what I
But you
want.
can only
I want you to.
move everything above your neck.
I want you to say this word again.
No, because you're gonna make fun of me. I already know it.
What? Because you said adversity?
Say adversity. I say adversity. Adversity is like not even in my vocabulary.
It is now. Oh, Jesus Christ.
You're just mad because I made fun of your neck.
Why do you see you throw these jokes out and they're just not good? And then you're like, you're just mad because of my great joke. I'm like, no, they're not good.
No, you're mad because
See, you throw these jokes out and they're just not good. And then you're like, you're just mad because of my great joke. I'm like, no, they're not good. Destroying Jimmy. I think, well, I mean, first off, Drew ain't signed to WrestleMania. So right now they can't plan for Mania. Andy says, guys, I fear WWE isn't letting Cody dethrone Reigns. They're going to keep milking that run even longer. Am I better off not investing in the story? Listen, I'm not convinced of it either. I'm not. Damian Priest defeated Jey Uso. Robin says, what's the point of the briefcase if you're only going to be a placeholder to the real challenger? Well, I mean, you don't have to use the briefcase immediately. You get to use it for a year, so you can bide your time throughout the entire process. I don't think that that's a bad thing at all, Denise. There being other challengers while somebody has the briefcase. What's Adam Pearce supposed to do? Sit around and wait and not let anybody else challenge until Priest?
I like when they make you think that you almost forgot. When you have a slight moment of, oh yeah, Scott the briefcase. I like to be surprised. I'm sorry. I really like to be surprised. And I feel like nowadays it's very hard to surprise people because everyone's always planning and calculating what's going to happen next. But I kind of just want to be surprised with whomever cashes in the briefcase. Obviously, if Cody gets the briefcase, everyone's always going to be waiting after every single Roman Reigns match. Is he going to do it? Is he going to do it or whatever?
Is like this broke down towards the end. Cody Rhodes came out as well. What'd you think of this main event? You got to have Damian Priest winning a big match before he faces Cody Rhodes. That is important, but
man, can I just say this is not somewhat to do with the main event, but Jey Uso's freaking little thing. What did they call it? The pumping or something?
I'll tell you what they call it.
Whatever, this thing that the fans do, I freaking love it. And like I haven't gone to an event where I could do that. So that's like literally the thing I want to do now is just be in the crowd doing
He's
this.
so over. He is selling merchandise like crazy right now.
Because he's
It is
cool.
insane. Yes, he
He's
is.
a bro without being like a Matt Riddle type of bro. You get what I'm saying? Oh, he's an Uso, you know? He's just fun and cool, and you want to be friends with Jey Uso. Like, I want to be buddies. I just want to hang out with Jey Uso. That's the vibe that he gives off. But no, as for the main event, though, I thought it was perfectly good. I also love that we're going to get this. I didn't mention this earlier, but I love that we're going to get this Damian Priest Cody Rhodes match. I hope they don't take it off or something or try to play up like, oh, Cody's too injured or something. No, hopefully not. But I'm looking forward to seeing what they do there.
Pretty mid Raw, but some of the stuff made sense. Rock Hard Joel Wood. Listen, Joel, I hate to give you the plug because I'm running this story tomorrow on Cycle Select. Just you give a hint about how WWE is approaching contracts. Is it going to be better or worse for talent? I'm afraid they're going to lose free agents in 2024 because of it. There's always that chance. I don't know from a finance standpoint if they're offering more or less, but I'm going to have a significant update on like how not or will be addressing these contracts now that the TKO merger has happened as well. WWE said that CJ is treated like WrestleMania. Crown Jewel is treated like WrestleMania. Watch LA Knight pull out a shocker. I would truly be more surprised about that than maybe anything I've ever seen in wrestling.
I
Off
wouldn't
topic,
want it.
Off topic, what do you think is Tony's surprise Hall of Fame? People in the company don't know, but I think it'll be something special to enshrine Sting in a special way.
I hope it's a Hall of Fame. I feel like now that that's been thrown out there,
All right, let's see what Salamonte has to say.
Going after, negotiating, making offers, some underhanded tactics in there. Maybe Adam Pearce sends a spy over to SmackDown.
imagine him just like sitting there, vibing, maybe nodding his head along to some tunes.
Robin says, just saying they tend to have the winner lose it to someone and don't get the cash in like Otis. Yeah, that was a different
Screwed.
that was a different situation. That the pandemic really affected. But I do see your point, Robin. I absolutely do. But I think that right now this method is working. Denise, tell the people where they can find it.
YouTube.com/Denise Salcedo. That's the place to be. All social medias @ _Denise Salcedo.
Keep your eye on youtube.com/Fightful. We have interviews with Larry D ahead of his retirement in a couple of weeks. I'm planning Tama Tonga, Titus O'Neil, and then some more that we've had in the can for a while. FightfulSelect.com, $5 a month, $54 a year. You're getting usually at least 2 exclusive stories a day, plus additional podcasts. Until next time, my friends, we're out.
All right. So that was Fightful Pro Wrestling with Sean Warsap and Denise Salcedo. Now let's see what the other ones have to say.
You know, and the Judgment Day, and put them in a 5-on-5 traditional elimination.
Going a little in.
Hold on.
Subtle. And he's with Alpha. Make sure to check it out.
110% of the difference.
Blank stare on her face.
Of that match that
And Drew McIntyre.
Use that promo code JDNY at
He reached for a tag, right? Her partner wasn't.
So now there was back days on Raw talk. Samantha Irvin will not call Logan Paul a champion for no reason. The New Day want a title match, or they may go to SmackDown. So yes, they might take on the Judgment Day.
Story. Like she's Cody.
DIY against Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci, and Dominic Mysterio takes on.
Oh wait, hold on.
This was I don't know. I did not get into this.
Me neither.
Yeah.
No, and the crowd. I don't think the crowd did either.
No, they were tired, and I can't say that this work was all that inspiring. Like this just felt like through the motions, and I don't know. Like
They were chanting, "We want tables" for like a regular match.
yeah, I don't know. With Jay, like he has not like blown me away in a lot of these big singles opportunities that he's had, whether it be Raw main events, you know,
Or
famously
the Roman match.
Roman Reigns match at SummerSlam. Like this guy, like in the tag scenario, like they had a great tag match last week. But man, you take like Cody and Balor out of this equation, and this was a big drop off for me over last week's match and what you typically get. Yeah, really low energy crowd. The priest was signaling for the South of Heaven, or whatever's wrong with him, isn't going to stop him. So that's how predictable it was. I just started typing, Cody hobbles out. And then about 30 seconds later, Cody hobbled out. He takes down Priest with the chair, wears him out pretty good, getting a little bit of revenge.
At Crown Jewel. And as Michael Cole said earlier tonight, that the only way Drew McIntyre could get past the bloodline business and what happened last year is that he's got to beat Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship. So overall, some great segments tonight. The main event, you know, if you've watched the Judgment Day versus Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Sami and Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes and Kevin Owens, Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens and Jey Uso, or a combination thereof. You basically got that tonight. It was a fun match. Crowd enjoyed it. You know, but when we go back at the ratings next week, we're going to realize that at the end of hour 3, it's usually the lowest of the night. This was a fun match, but it was your typical interaction with Jey Uso.
And that she's smart for not doing.
Well, then nothing happened. That was the end of the segment. But then we got into the good stuff. This was really the only truly good thing I thought of this entire show, which was Drew McIntyre one-on-one here at the top of the hour with Sami Zayn. They ended up at ringside where Zayn.
All right.
Really, really slow manner to Raquel Rodriguez. Rodriguez didn't say anything. She kicked the mic out of Nia's hand, basically being crowned the hero for tonight's festivities. Stark and Baszler attacked Nia. Rodriguez yanked Baszler away for some reason. Security ran in and separated all of them. They broke free and began tossing these fucking clown university security guards around like they were nothing. They showed Baszler laughing and smiling at ringside as Jackson Rodriguez cleared the ring of everybody and then squared off. They began to fight when security re-entered the...
Honestly, it sounded outside of all the heat that Dominic got earlier. This was like the biggest reaction that anything got in the entire show. And got it for a near fall. McIntyre stuffed the Blue Thunder Bomb attempt, dropped Zayn with a Glasgow kiss. McIntyre counted down to the flame. Zayn, though, ended up catching a big boot, then followed through with a Blue Thunder Bomb for a good near fall. McIntyre battled back with a couple of suplexes.
Yeah.
And Sami catches Drew off guard with an exploder. Corner. He went to the corner and he went for the Haluta kick, but Ripley climbed up onto the apron and distracted him. McIntyre put Zayn away finally with a claymore kick for the win. Wade Barrett on commentary said that Ripley showed McIntyre that the Judgment Day can make things a little bit easier for him. Ripley just smiled as McIntyre left the ring, never even acknowledged him. Right past her. Rhea just stood there smiling. I thought Zayn was possibly doing a stretcher job here, just based on what he said to Jey Uso in the back earlier, where he said, "What I do Sami out there is on you. That's on your head. That's your fault." So I thought Sami was going out on a stretcher, and he didn't. I guess beating him was enough. The Rhea distraction, again, adds a little bit of intrigue to the will he, won't he aspect of Drew's story here as far as the Judgment Day goes. But like I said, I just don't see that being a big thing. But this was easily the best thing on the entire show up to this point, even after. And first time where it felt like the crowd was genuinely excited for something. Backstage, Nick Aldis was shown talking to Hayden Carter and Katana Chance, who both were wearing blue. Adam Pearce showed up, not very happy. He dismissed the two ladies, sent them away. Told Aldis, "Look, I appreciate you coming to Raw. I invited you to stay and watch the show, but that doesn't mean that I want you chatting with my superstars." And Aldis said it was just a friendly conversation. He said, "Look, tough night for you, and I'm going to make this easy. I'm just going to leave. And Pierce said that was a great idea. They shook. All that's left. After he left, Pierce is standing there, and Nikki Cross, very slowly, again, just staring blankly ahead, just slowly passes by him. Pierce says, he needed a drink. So did I, after watching this show. Big Bronson Reed against Akira Tozawa. You know what this felt like? I'll tell you what this felt like. Maybe outside of the Drew and Sammy, but this felt like WWE Rampage. That's what they just hit me now. That's what this show felt like. It felt like WWE Rampage. If Rampage was 3 hours, which sounds horrendous, by the way. But that's what this show was. So Bronson Reed against Akira Tozawa. This did not last very long before Reed squashed him with the tsunami. And the crowd in Dallas, for those of you wondering how into this match they were, the crowd in Dallas entertained themselves with chants of Astros suck. Not a good night for the Astros. I was watching the scoreboard earlier, like their season was hanging by a thread. And just as I was coming on the air tonight, I guess that was the final nail in the coffin for the Houston Astros. The Rangers picked up the win. I guess the Rangers removed all of the garbage cans from the stadium before the game. See, smart strategy there by the Texas Rangers. Backstage, the Alpha Academy, they were talking with the New Day, the tag team locker. Otis was holding a Dallas Cowboys replica title. They are selling on. I still don't believe they have one for the Jacksonville Jaguars. I believe
Absolutely zero impact. Zero. A theme music should be impactful. A theme music should get you hyped up. It almost sounds like it's gonna fucking put you to sleep. It almost sounds like it's gonna do the opposite. Minutes. I don't know on what planet Gargano and Vinci go 3 minutes, but that was Monday Night Raw tonight. Kaiser was on the apron threatening to get into the ring because he was on the outside, obviously in the corner of Giovanni Vinci. Tommaso Ciampa was out there. He backed his best buddy. He took him out. Gargano hit Vinci with the one final beat for the 1, 2, 3. Don't know what you want me to say in regards to a 3-minute match. It was there. The bell rang. It was over before you could even get into it, and that's it. Told you this show looked like it felt like Vince was in the weeds.
Yeah.
Got a Shinsuke Nakamura video promo. I'm so glad that they continue to do the subtitles with Shinsuke Nakamura. There was a vignette with Nakamura who talked about facing Ricochet, but he wants to find an opponent who will inspire the yet-to-be-seen self within him and release the expression still trapped in his dreams. Who is worthy enough to set me free? Who's Nakamura talking about? Who is Nakamura talking about? Who is the opponent that will inspire the yet-to-be-seen self within and release the expression still trapped in his dreams?
Yeah.
It's got to be somebody. Somebody currently on Raw? Is it a returning superstar? I don't know. But I'm glad that they're still continuing with the Nakamura vignettes instead of giving him a live microphone and putting subtitles over all his talk. I like it. Logan Paul. He made his way to the ring and he gloated again about Dylan Dennis. Now, I understand Dylan Dennis was on social media and had this whole fucking campaign to throw Logan Paul's fiance under the bus and basically insinuate that she slept around with everybody. that she's a fucking hooer. Okay? So yeah, Logan Paul's gonna go out there on live TV and fucking completely give a fuck. I don't. I didn't watch the match. I didn't really care. I didn't invest myself in the fucking overly scripted and bullshit of the hype build for their boxing match. I don't care. I don't care. Only fucking 12 and 13-year-olds gave a shit about what was going on. Celebrity boxing. Have you ever seen anything so fucking cringe? Logan gloated about Dylan Dennis and the fact that he was dropped by his MMA organization. Logan then said after he beats Rey Mysterio, saying that Shinsuke Nakamura is wrestling Omos. Please, for the love of God, why would anybody will that into existence?
I know, right?
Hey, Zeus. JD, what is your thought on pumpkin spice lattes? My middle fucking name is Pumpkin. Dude, I don't order anything but pumpkin spice latte.
They're like 90 seconds long. They're not long.
So we do predictions next week. Then I'll make it official. But right now, it's going to be Lower Vice and Kalani Jordan go into the finals. Tomorrow, Lexus, do not call me Brian Pillman, King, makes his in-ring debut for NXT. Lexus King, the former Brian Pillman Jr. We wonder who he's going to face. My guess, it's going to be Dante Chen, and I think he's going to beat the balls off of whoever he
booed very loudly. Do you want to know why they booed very loudly? Oh, no, they didn't.
No splash off the top, but the referee, he never even dropped down to start. So Finn Balor coming back. I don't know, maybe Balor was late. I don't know, whatever it was, but here comes Balor. I see the referee distracted by him. He climbs up on the apron. Jay sees this, knocks Balor. Then he hits him with a suicide dive. When Jay gets back to the apron, Priest punches at him. The referee went to go pull Priest away. He took his eye off the ball. That gave Finn Balor a chance to pull Jay's leg and crotched him on the middle rope as he was getting back in the ring. Priest then hit the South of him choke slam, and he got the 3 count. Terrible ending. Terrible, shitty ending. After it was over, Balor attacked Jay and he hit him with a double stomp. Balor and Priest then grabbed chairs. They were about to finish this guy off when Cody Rhodes, to his music, of course, must play the music first. Cody Rhodes, on one good leg, doesn't even have a shoe on the other leg, on the other foot, hobbles all the way down to the ring with the chair. And he was about to, he made short work of Balor. He was about to Pillmanize Priest's ankle, as Michael Cole on commentary said, eye for an eye, foot for foot, basically. Went to go break his ankle. Balor, though, dragged him out to safety. Jay and Cody embraced it. So they hit Cody in the ankle at the beginning of the show with the chair. They injured him. The opening segment of the show. Just for him to hobble to the ring on one leg at the very end and chase off both heels on pipes. Okay, that's certainly one way to book that. Cody against Priest, though, I will say it again. With nothing on the line at Crown Jewel, doesn't excite me. There should be something on the line. Damian Priest has a little something that Cody Rhodes should want. If Cody Rhodes can ask for it, that doesn't mean that Damian Priest is going to say yes. If Damian Priest was challenged to a match to put his money in the bank contract on the line, if I were him, I would laugh. Cody Rhodes. That's why I say I wonder if JD McDonough potentially factor into things, right? He's been sort of thorn in Damian's side, basically. There's always a way to, these are proud men. And so there's always a way for Cody to sweet talk his way into getting Priest to agree. To to a Money in the Bank. And we'll see. That would make the most sense to me. Even if Cody have something on the line in this match, make it feel like there's a real reason why these two are going one-on-one. It feels like we've just seen some version of it so many times before. So I was, when this show was finally over, I was like, my God, I don't know. I don't know how we go from the last 2 weeks to what we got tonight. But it really felt to me like they knew that they were up against football and big baseball. And they were just like, all right, whatever, we'll mail it in for 1 week. We're not going to do anything crazy because there's going to be people watching other sports. That's what it felt like to me. There was no real hook for this show. There was no hook for when the show started. It kind of kept you interested in finding out what was going to happen at the very end. Right? We didn't have anything like that. More Judgment Day stuff. We get that every single week. A bunch of people that we don't usually see. People don't give a shit. It's going to take time to educate them about why they should care about it.
Yeah.
Get them involved in actual stories. We saw the beginning of that. People like Nikki Cross. Now we have to wait and give Triple H a chance to flush him out. We'll see. We'll see if he can help get them over. Some will, some won't. But tonight was not one of the better Raw shows that I've seen. Tonight was a fucking bore for a good majority. Outside of that Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn match, there is absolutely nothing on the show that I would recommend you go back and watch. Check out Drew and Sami. You don't have to watch anything else. You didn't miss anything. One thing that Triple H is good at doing so far is announcing a pretty full card for the show a week in advance. So he's already announced for next week Seth Rollins one-on-one with JD McDonough, non-title. Damian Priest, Dominic, Wrong Judgment Day member. Dominic Mysterio, one-on-one with Ricochet, also non-title. Candice LeRae against Xia Li, and first time in 3 years, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will be taking on Imperium, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni. Undertaker 805, I love you too. Thank you, Undertaker. By the way, all the channel members, don't forget you got those Raw.
Ricochet all of a sudden charged out there and tackled Logan Paul, coming to the defense of his fiance. He then went after Dom and went up for a top rope. I don't know what it looked like.
Is the American Dream.
So Logan and Dom.
Boring show. Go as did.
But Ricochet coming out there definitely is a nice little wrinkle to this. Now, Logan Paul, him winning the United States Championship is absolutely going to happen. I don't see Logan Paul going into a match with Rey Mysterio and losing. You know, everybody was like, oh, Logan Paul is wrestling like a world champion caliber athlete out there. He's had some bangers. Great match with Rollins, great match with Reigns. Money in the Bank was fucking great. Tag team match with Miz, right? Ricochet's match at SummerSlam, great stuff. So he's gone out there and had a very good run so far. Putting the United States Championship on him and giving him a championship that he could elevate. Rey Mysterio is not elevating the United States Championship. Logan Paul holding that championship, taking it around, showing it off on his podcast, taking it around doing media and all this other shit for WWE, that's going to elevate the title. And like I said, I think LA Knight fits into that role beautifully at WrestleMania, and you build off what was going on with them going into the Money in the Bank pay-per-view this summer. With LA Knight taking on Logan Paul at WrestleMania for the United States Championship. I think that's the way to go. But now Ricochet, because Logan Paul was on Raw, Ricochet has now thrown his name into this mix. So Dominic is not going to be a part of the War Games match. What this told me is that Dominic is not going to be a part of the War Games match. Dominic's a part of Judgment Day, but the Bloodline and Judgment Day have this partnership going on right now. And if that's the case, it's going to be Roman, Solo, Jimmy, Finn, and Damian. That's 5. War Games is going to be without Dominic Mysterio. Clearly, you're going to need Dominic at the pay-per-view. What does Dominic do? In Chicago, it would be perfect if Logan Paul beats Rey Mysterio with the help of Dominic, and Logan Paul teams with Dominic at Survivor Series to team up against Ricochet and Rey Mysterio in a tag team. I think that would be great. Sounds like a fine match to me for Survivor Series in Chicago. Innocent enough. I like it. Then you can maybe do Ricochet versus Logan Paul at the Royal Rumble for the United States Championship. And Ricochet, I would not have him win the title, even though he should get his win back. I don't think he should win the United States title. Saving that for LA Knight at WrestleMania. So they got a couple of interesting options with Logan Paul as the United States champion. I like it. We'll see what happens. Chelsea Green and Piper Niven made their way down to the ring. Oh, joy. Tag team match with Natalya and her partner, Nikki Cross, who apparently is back to being the psycho Nikki Cross. All you need to know about who's running the show here. Nikki Cross wasn't on TV, and then all of a sudden she's back to her old gimmick. So she's on the ring apron, and Nikki came out expressionless. Basically how I was watching this entire show tonight. Walked very slowly to the ring. Natalya was not amused here. She stood in the corner like she was in some fucking trance.
Sorry, there was a commercial.
Cross began walking at ringside. Natalya suplexed a distracted Chelsea Green because she didn't know what the fuck was going on with Nikki Cross. And Natalya went for a sharpshooter. Niven broke that up. Green then gave Natalya face plants. Niven then landed a running crossbody for a 1, 2, 3, and that was it. Wow. Aren't you glad you tuned into Monday Night Raw tonight? Drew McIntyre walked up to Jey Uso. Jey asked what he wanted, and he wasn't pleased to see him. Drew says he can't imagine how it feels to be screwed out of a championship by the Bloodline. So dealing with it is really simple. Just get over it. Said whatever happens, it's on him, because if he wasn't on Raw, this match wouldn't be happening. Miz, he's out there, or in the back rather, with Adam Pearce. He was complaining to Adam Pearce. And if you hear my cat meow in the next 2 minutes or so, you understand that she also hated this show. Miz complained to Adam Pearce about not having anything significant on Raw in weeks. Are you missing the Miz? I know I'm not. He talked about beating John Cena in the main event of WrestleMania. We're still on that, huh? He said Nick Aldis understands his value. So Nick Aldis is there, even though Adam Pearce told him, he told him to watch how things operate on Monday night, said Adam Pearce to Nick Aldis earlier in the show. And here Nick Aldis is on Raw, and he's basically handing out his business card, trying to poach talent from Monday Night Raw. Gotta love Nick Aldis there. What a fucking prick Nick Aldis is, huh? Ripley showed up, signed the contract because Adam Pearce still had possession of the contract, signs the contract for the women's match. Miz said, what are you doing? This is my segment. It's my interview. She walked over to Dom. Miz standing there with Pearce as the cameraman was following Rhea Ripley because she's seen Dominic down the hallway. And Dominic was selling the effects of Ricochet punching him in the face. So Miz didn't get his interview, and Rhea Ripley signed the contract for the women's match at Crown Jewel. Hour 3. Finally, something worth our time on this show. Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre, 1-on-1, and this was great. 15 minutes. Good stuff here. McIntyre, he had the edge over Sami Zayn very early. Zayn hit a moonsault off the barricade. Zayn tried a crossbody. McIntyre caught him. Hit a vert.
Alright, since it's getting late and I made the video very, very long, I might well end my video pretty soon. Hold on.
Roman Reigns, just by virtue of how long he's been champion, could be overshadowed by Gunther's Intercontinental. Seth Rollins just won the title in May. A lot of weeks it's Gunther who's headlining Monday Night Raw. Defending his championship. They save Seth for the pay-per-views. It's rare the last several months that we even get an Intercontinental title match on a pay-per-view. We had one at SummerSlam. We had none at Test. We had none at pay-per-view. I'm not sure we're getting one at Survivor Series either. We don't have one for Crown Jewel. Yeah, I mean, outside of Roman, his title run is second to no one. And he's already the best champion in the entire company. NXT, Raw, SmackDown, doesn't matter. He's nothing. Period, end of story. Will Chisholm.
Louver kick. Ripley leapt onto the apron, distracted Sami Zayn. Right in front of the referee. McIntyre used the distraction, hit a Claymore kick, got the win. 1, 2, 3, and Drew McIntyre beats Sami Zayn. Good match. Ending was fucking stupid, but good match. Sami Zayn, what are we doing with it? I think it's too early to really start complaining that Sami Zayn's losing matches. The whole story is Sami Zayn can't get over the fact that Kevin Owens got traded to SmackDown. He lost his best buddy thanks to Cody Rhodes. Now, Sami Zayn going heel? Probably not. I don't think Sami Zayn's going heel. Sami Zayn's going to have this babyface storyline arc where he's going through the emotions, man. He's got to battle back from behind. It almost feels like WWE's going to start rebuilding Sami Zayn's babyface run from the ground up again. And they're going to try and get that sympathy from the fan base for Sami Zayn all over again, like it was bubbling and boiling over and building up while he was in the bloodline. This time with the Kevin Owens being traded situation and Cody being the one to blame. He's going to start losing matches. He's gotten in his head. Drew McIntyre's gotten in his head. He's got to see Jey Uso succeeding, and Sami Zayn's all by himself now. He's got nothing. Sami Zayn is so good, man. You know, the crowd was largely dead for this show. The crowd was dead. As soon as this match happened, the crowd automatically woke up. And a lot of that has to do with Sami Zayn. Drew McIntyre's fucking great. I love Drew McIntyre's heel turn. It's coming. It's really going well. I can't wait to see what they do with it. And when he finally starts to turn, I know! Drew McIntyre's great. I get it. I know you like it. You got anything else to tell me? You don't like Sami Zayn either. What else you got? What do you think of Cody? Sami Zayn. A lot of this crowd was dead during the show. Sami Zayn woke him up. Do you see how Sami Zayn works his matches? Come from behind, little offense, comes from behind, little offense, gets beaten down, and then he pulls out the big moves. The big dive. The Blue Thunder bomb. The Haluva kick. Sami Zayn is working so good right now, and he's not really doing too much. That's a testament to how good Sami Zayn is. That's a testament to how over Sami Zayn is with the audience and what the fans think of Sami Zayn. Just keep that in mind. Sami Zayn is going to be at the top of Raw in 2024. Mark my words. Mark my words. With Cody moving over to SmackDown to win the Universal Championship, he's going to be over there. Seth Rollins is not going to be the world champion in 2024. Those days are coming, and they will be gone quickly. Gunther wins the Royal Rumble. Gunther wins the World Championship. We need babyface challenges for Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship. Sami Zayn and Gunther being a main event program in 2024. Sami Zayn eventually ending Gunther's reign as a world champion. Sign me up. Sign me up. That's what I want to see next year. Excellent match between these two. Very much looking forward to seeing what they do as Drew McIntyre continues to just kind of be on his own, and that prick, Drew McIntyre, starts to slowly seep out more and more. Nick Aldis. Talked about Nick Aldis trying to poach talent. He tried to get The Miz over to SmackDown. From what I saw, Aldis spoke to Katana Chance and Kevin Carter in the back. He was approached by Adam Pearce. Pearce said, listen, I offered you to stay and watch Raw, not chat with the superstars. Aldis says, listen, I was just having a friendly conversation. Aldis could see Pearce was having a tough
Yeah.
So he decided to leave Raw. I'll see you later. Pearce was glad that, that Nick Aldis was leaving the building. They shook hands. All of a sudden, Nikki Cross, that same expressionless, blank face, she walks right by Adam Pearce. He looks up, takes his glasses off. Man, I need a drink. Yeah, don't we all after watching this fucking show tonight? Bronson Reed. He defeated Akira Tozawa in 2 minutes. During this match, there was a Let's Go Rangers, Astros suck chant. Because the Rangers at this point were up 10-2 in the 7th inning. Reed won with a DVD, Death Valley Driver, a senton, and then a tsunami. Tozawa was squashed like a pancake. Gable in the back gave Tozawa some words of encouragement. New Day were there. DIY joined them and said that they are officially back together as a tag team. Otis was carrying around one of those NFL signature titles that WWE is selling on their shop now. And he gave him the championship, Dallas Cowboys championship belt. And Tozawa starts dancing with the title. Even though he lost, he's still a champion. And Tozawa is dancing with the Dallas Cowboys championship belt. I don't know what that means for the Cowboys going into next week, but if I'm a Cowboys fan, I'd be worried. Seth, he sees Drew McIntyre in the back, and he mocks a clap for Drew McIntyre for his first win as the newest member of the Judgment Day. Drew said Seth didn't say no earlier, so as far as I'm concerned, you're thinking about joining the Judgment Day. Seth says, I don't need them now or ever, and he especially doesn't need them to beat you, he says. May the best man win. Drew says...
There was a commercial. My bad. My bad. I didn't wait to know the commercial.
Next week, they go over the Halloween episode of Monday Night Raw. Ricochet will go one-on-one with Dominic Mysterio, Giovanni Vinci, and Ludwig Kaiser. Tag team match against DIY back together. If they don't get 15 minutes or so, what are we doing? Candice LeRae, oh my goodness. Candice LeRae against Xia Li. What is that, her first match all year? Holy shit. And J.D. McDonough will go one-on-one with Seth Rollins. He'll probably be, listen, I'm telling you right now, get ready for it. If there's like a Halloween street fight or a fucking candy corn street fight or bobbing for apples or whatever, pumpkin pie to the face next week, Vince, once again, was in the weeds. That's all I'm saying. Main event time. Thank Christ. Priest makes his way out there first. Was it Jey Uso? Jey Uso made his way out there first. I'm sorry. At this point, I was a little loopy. I couldn't wait for the show to be over. Jey Uso with his little wave in the crowd. I actually like it. Priest then makes his way out. We got 15 minutes of main event. So we go to commercial break almost immediately. Jake clothesline Priest out of the ring, dove onto him at ringside. We go to commercial break. We're back live here. Priest was in control. So Jay started to make a comeback, landed a crossbody. Both guys were down. They were slow to get up. Jay lifted Priest, or at least tried to lift Priest. Priest basically countered that and hit Jay with a nice-looking lariat for a near fall. Jay came back with a Samoan drop. He goes for recovery, gets a 2. Jay dove through the ropes, but Priest caught him and drove his face into the announce desk. Priest went for a razor's edge in the ring. Jay slipped out, speared Priest. He quickly landed a top rope frog splash. Balor runs from the back and charged right to the ring. He jumps on the apron. The referee turned around to block him from coming into the ring. Jay punched him and then tackled him at ringside. Jay then tried to get back in the ring. He took his eye off the ball here. He went to go attack Finn, and then he got back in the ring, but Priest basically knocked him out. Referee backed Priest away. Balor yanked on Jay's leg and crotched him on the middle rope. Priest then landed a South of Heaven for the 1, 2, 3, and Damian Priest stole a victory over Jey Uso in the main event of Monday Night Raw. Priest and Balor double-teamed Jey Uso afterwards. Balor landed a coup de grace. Balor then grabbed the chair and slid it into Priest in the ring. Balor brought his own chair into the ring, and they were about to do a concerto or injure his ankle as well. Cody limps out to the ring with his ankle heavily taped from the attack earlier in the show, where they gave him a concerto on the steel steps. He threw Balor into the ringside barricade and then hobbled into the ring to go after Priest. He clipped Priest's leg and jabbed him in the gut with a chair. Cody put Priest's leg in the chair, but Balor yanked him to safety before Cody could do what Priest did to him earlier in the show. Cody and Jay hugged as Monday Night Raw went off here. Man, Cody Rhodes, man, I tell you what, no matter what he's going through, man, he's always out there fighting like a valiant champion.
Yeah.
Brock Lesnar injures his wrist or his arm, he breaks his arm, and he's out there fighting with one arm. Damian Priest injures his ankle, he's out there hobbling on one leg. Whatever, man, really, whatever. I mean, it's... Just give me War Games already, please. Just give me War Games. That was your Monday Night Raw, man. I told you there was legitimately nothing to sink your teeth in.
Yeah, nothing.
I don't know what's going on with pro wrestling lately, man. I swear to God, it seems like everything right now is in a lull. Everything is in some fucking lull period. Hopefully this gets a lot better going into October, man. Seriously. Going into Crown Jewel, going into Survivor Series, hopefully we get a little bit more excitement. I mean, it's one show. Monday Night Raw, for the most part, has been a very good show. Tonight was just, I don't know what the fuck happened. Whatever they did the last 3 weeks, they clearly did not do tonight. Thank you guys very much, man, for all of your support. I really appreciate you hanging out with me tonight. I know it was a lackluster stream as far as attendance. We didn't even break 2,000 viewers tonight, man. For a Monday Night Raw review, that's when things have hit the bottom of the barrel. That's when you know the interest in pro wrestling right now is stream, man. I had a good time. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram.
Could not make the same mistakes that TNA did. That's a not good visual. That's
I always make it entertaining. And seriously,
Well, mine will end the video. Made the video very, very long, 2 hours and 31 minutes. Holy shit, man. It's like 1 o'clock right now. About to end this video. I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. I will be back with more. I think I will do my AEW Dynamite. I'll do my SmackDown review and AEW Collision. And I can't wait for next week. We're going to go home shows for Crown Jewels. But anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. I thank everyone here. Until next time, I'll see y'all later. Please, channel, hit that like button. And thank you all for watching.